Hi, Alicia here. So if you don't know, I am a foster parent. We actually have our first placement still with us. We got licensed in May of 2019. We got our placements on June 16th. June 15th technically, and then we picked them up. It was like midnight. So, and I can do another video about that story if you want. But today, what I really just want to talk about is the journey that we're on right now. This is the first of a series of videos that I'm going to make for those who are interested, and also for my own family. Kind of like, I don't know, like a memory vault of kind of where we are. So where we are right now is we've been fostering a sibling group, two girls, one boy, and we got the girls first, and we got them when they first came into care. They were an emergency removal and our emergency placement, and we got them, like I said, midnight, or right before midnight on the 15th, going into the 16th, which happened to be Father's Day. So that's when we got them, and now we are what is today? August the 26th of 2020. So they've been with us for a year and 2 months, so for 14 months, and things are changing. Things have changed really with their case. Their case first started off as a reunification, with the parents as a second goal, placed with family as their first goal. So a series of things happened, and what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna get on here and kind of share details about their family or about any of those things. This is really my story and things that affected me and from my point of view. So like why they're in care and what happened and so on and so forth. Those things don't really have too much to do with my particular story or my particular journey, because of whatever they're going through or whatever happened with them is now where I am. So originally the plan was for them to go be with family as their first goal, because in Virginia we work 2 goals at a time. So the first goal was for them to be with family as a placement, and then the second goal was for them to return home, which would be placed with biological parents. So what ended up happening in March was those goals got changed to adoption as their first goal, placement with a relative as their second goal. Unfortunately, there wasn't an identified relative at that time could take the whole sibling set, and they do have other siblings as well. But I have the bulk of the siblings in my home. So here we are. Goal is now adoption. We just went through termination of parental rights, which we call TPR, or what I call TPR. I don't know, I just say that. So here we are. TPR just happened last week. Yesterday we informed our kiddos about the TPR. They are little kids, 8, 7, and 6. So we had to tell them like in a way that they could kind of understand. And so we just sat with them and cried with them and held them, and then they asked what's going to happen to us, and we let them know that we have said that we would love to be their forever home and adopt them. So this is the journey. It has been a roller coaster. I mean, I was so nervous. I probably should have started recording prior to, but it was just even hard for me to deal with, or even to like talk about or anything, because everything just changed all the time. So one time we were doing this, and then something happened or didn't happen, and then we weren't doing that. And so I just got to a place where honestly I just couldn't focus on what was going to happen or what the goals were or anything. I just had to live my life and worry about what was going on and what was going to happen today. And as a Christian, as a believer, like, that is a big deal, because even Jesus says, like, why do you worry about tomorrow? Today has its own troubles. And that was kind of like the space I was living in, was if I thought about, well, what could happen or what's going to happen or what will happen, I would get very stressed, because I want everything to be nice and pretty, and I don't want any issues for them, because I love those children. I mean, I have been their mom for the last year and 2 months, and then we got their brother came into our home. Let's see, in about 3 weeks. Was it about 3 weeks? About 3 weeks he would be in our home now, a year. So they've been with us for quite some time. They call us mom and dad. They kind of started doing that right away. By the end of Father's Day night, the littlest one was calling me mom, and then then the other one started calling me mom, and then I was like making sure they knew our names because it had been so new. I was like, well, you know my name, right? Because I didn't want them calling me mom because they didn't know my name. And now, it's just this is so like right, and so perfect. And it's such a bittersweet experience, because while I am happy that they're going to, grow up here and I'm going to be able to be their mom, and, they'll get little brothers and sisters and things of that nature. And I'm happy for that. And I'm happy that they'll always be in a situation where they're safe and they'll be able to have a childhood and grow up and be just kids and worry about kid stuff. Like, I'm happy about that. But the other side of adoption is like, it's a death, really. It's the death of a different family unit. Not that they're not going to always be a part of that family, but they're not going to be able to live with their mom. So, you have to like be realizing that that's sad. It's sad for everyone. It's sad for them, and therefore it's sad for me. It's sad for their biological mother. It's just a sad situation altogether. And, in that time, we're just, thankful and grateful that God chose us to do this for them, and to, and we're getting blessed. Like, they're such a huge blessing in our lives. So that's where we are right now. So what's happening next, right? So I don't know. I know right now we're waiting for if mom's gonna appeal the termination of parental rights. My opinion is that if she appealed it that day, then it will probably be appealed. If she's went home after court, I don't know if she's gonna be able to come back and appeal, just because of her stuff that she's going through. So, or maybe she did come back. Well, we won't know yet. I think in the state of Virginia you have 10 days to appeal. So I think tomorrow marks the 10th day. So hopefully we'll know something by next week if she appealed. And if she appealed, then it will go to circuit court in front of a new judge, and then she'll get a chance to argue, if something was done, against her, as far as like maybe she didn't get services she needed or whatever. From my understanding, and especially because of like where things still are and how things are still going, the appeal isn't going to have much of a I don't know, like opportunity or really going to work, so. And those appeal, from my understanding, again, this is our first time going through it. This is our first placement. It's our first everything. And it ended this way, so we don't really know. But from my research and my understanding and talking to other people, the appeal doesn't normally even have a really good chance of going through. And because of our situation, where things are still kind of the same as they were at removal, if not worse, probably isn't going to really do anything. But people have the opportunity and the right to appeal, so whatever. So after the appeal, then we move to the adoption phase, and we'll get an adoption worker, we'll pick an attorney, and we'll get an adoption date. So that's where we are. So it's just, oh my gosh, y'all, it has been a roller coaster. I mean, as soon as we thought one thing was going to happen, something changed and didn't happen. There was a time where we spoke to a family member and they said, well, we're just going to let the kids stay where they are. If you guys are willing to adopt them, we're not going to worry about it. We don't really have the ability or desire to really move into a parent role from the role that we have as whatever that relationship is. I'm not going to tell you which family member it is. And so that was a conversation we had. Then a month later, they changed their mind and said, no, we are going to press forward with it, but we don't want to go through social services. We want to just go straight for custody, which that to me was terrifying. Not because of them going. Obviously, I don't want them to go. I love them. But the part of them being like removed from our home without any opportunity to like adjust or like normally when they do reunifications or they move children, they give them an opportunity to adjust. Maybe you go over for a few visits, then, you know, like a trial period. But if they get custody, it just like that. And they had been in our home at that time a year. So this was June, they made the decision to do that. So they had been in our home a year. And, you know, with COVID, you know, they've been with me every waking moment, really, even at work, because of my job. I sell houses, so they're able to come with me and stuff. They've been pretty much next to me every single moment of my life for the last 3 months. So it just would have been really hard for them. So I was really concerned about that. And then on top of that, like, the kids have been through so many traumas, to not go through that trauma training, to not understand the importance of keeping the sibling set together, because these family members wanted to split the sibling set up, because I get it. It is very difficult to take in multiple children. That's why sibling sets are so hard to find permanency, because it's very hard for people to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. So that was discussed as well at court, and determined it was not in the children's best interest to be removed, to stay where they've been, and to move forward. So that was very good news to me, because I agree that it's in the children's best interest for these family members to continue in their role as family. So another thing about Ray, my husband Ray and I, is that we are very much pro having a relationship with their biological family. So grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, we want them involved as much as they want to be involved. So we, even when they've been in care, we've invited people to birthday parties and whatever else. So nothing will change when they're adopted. It's just going to be a matter of, you know, how much they want to be involved. If they want to be very involved, they're welcome to be very involved. If they want to be semi-involved, they'll be semi-involved. If they don't want any involvement, then that's fine too. So whatever their comfort levels are, or whatever they want to do. So we are beginning the actual process of moving forward to adoption. So wanted to record that, wanted to finally make this video to say, here's what we're doing. We're super excited, we're super scared, we're super everything, super sad, super everything, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's good news, but it's kind of blanketed in a sadness. So yeah, that's where we are right now, is the first step. So I will do another video about the first time coming into care, what that looked like, and yeah, keep us in your prayers. Bye.